Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. We will discuss today the Shir Shel Yom, the Psalm of the day that we say every day towards the end of the davening. And this itself, we find different customs. The Minig Ashkenaz is to say the Shir Shel Yom after Aleinu, but the Arizal said it should be established that it should be said after Evolutzion, based on the fact that the structure of davening is very systematic, how it's set up, corresponding to different olamis, different worlds, and this, according to the Arizal, is the best place to say the Shir Shel Yom. So Minig Ashkenaz is to say the daily Shir after Aleinu. Those who follow the Arizal say it after Evolutzion. There is actually a question asked in the Sefer Tzloiser Davram. Why would you say the Shir Shel Yom, which is the Psalm of the day, as we say, Shahalavim Hayu Oimrim Beveis Hamikdash, that the Levim would sing every day in the Beis Hamikdash? Why say it here before the Pitum HaKtoros? Right after the Psalm of the day, you say Ein Kalekenu and the Pitum HaKtoros, which is all about the incense. Now we know that the Levim used to sing their song during the Nesachim, during the pouring of the wine, and the Nesachim was always after the Ketores. So if we are trying to do it similar to the way it was done in the Beis Hamikdash, first say the chapters about the Ketores, and then when you're saying the Shir Shel Yom, then you'll sing then. And basically, in the Sefer Tzloiser Davram answers that we are relying on the fact that we already said the Pitum HaKtoros. We know that in the Karbonis, before davening, we say it already there. So therefore, this Shir Shel Yom is the Shir that the Levim used to say after the Ketores, after the incense, when they would do it in the Sachim, they would pour the wine, they would sing these songs. Now the Ramban says that we know that a Yid counts the days not by titles, like Lahavdil by Goyim, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. A Yid, in every act that he does, fulfills a mitzvah. Even the title of a day, he connects it to the mitzvah of Zocher Siyom Shabbos Lakache. Throughout the week, you have a obligation to remember the day of Shabbos. So every day of the week is the first day to Shabbos, the second day closer to Shabbos, the third day, and by doing this, you're fulfilling the mitzvah of Zocher Siyom Shabbos Lakache. On top of that, we got the great benefit that we live with Mashiach, we live with Beis Hamikdash. When we mention Masha Haya Alavim Oimrim Bebeis Hamikdash, it is giving us a yearning and giving us a feeling to hope and pray to see that again when the Levim will actually repeat and say these kapitlach. And that's during the service. And later we're in Gullus now, and we are not able to participate in this service. Now the Gemara Maseches Rosh Hashanah, the Gemara goes on to explain what is the significance, why certain kapitlach were said certain days. There are designated 7 kapitlach, 1 per day. What's the connection between each kapitel and that day? And the Gemara says like this in Maseches Rosh Hashanah Daf Lamed Aleph, Amud Aleph. It's actually interesting because besides for the connection of each kapitel to that day, during the Maisa Bereshis, what was created that day, there's also a connection to the author of that song. You will see that some of them are Mizmar LeDavid. David is the one that made the song. Then we have Livnei Kairach, the sons of Kairach, and that specific day I will mention soon is because it's making reference to Machlokes, to separation, to division. So he felt right to sing a song. They felt right to sing a song of Bnei Kairach, which they were heavily involved in Machlokes. And then we find Le'asaf. Asaf is also, as Mefarshim say, Migeza Kairach, from the offsprings of Kairach. That is an extra insight. What's the connection from the author of the song to the day? Anyways, the Gemara Maseches Rosh Hashanah Lamed Aleph Amud Aleph. Tanya Rabbi Yehuda Eimer Mishim Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Yehuda says in the name of Rabbi Akiva, Barishain, on the first day of the week, which we call Sunday, Ma Hayu Oimrim. What would the Levim say in the Beis Hamikdash? What song would they sing? And the Gemara answers, they would say the kapitel in Tehillim, chapter Chav Dalid, La Hashem ha'aretz emalaya, that Hashem, Hashem is in control. La Hashem, to Hashem, there is the earth and all that there is within the earth. La Hashem ha'aretz emalaya, tevel v'yoshveva, the world and all its inhabitants. Hashem is in control. Everything belongs to Hashem. Now, why is that specifically connected to the first day of the week? Because Shekana v'hikna shalit ba'ilamai. Because at that day, the first day of the week, the Eibishter created the world, and that's when it was Hashem ha'aretz emalaya. And in that world, it was only Hashem. Even the malachim weren't, even the angels weren't created until the second day. So it was obvious to see how Hashem ha'aretz emalaya, it's all Hashem. That's why we say that kapitel. Basheni, what do you say on the second day of the week, which we call Monday? We say the pasuk, we say the kapitel Memches in Tehillim, Gadol Hashem u'mahulo ma'od, which says that Hashem is great and he's praised all over. Be'ir Elokeinu Har Kodshe, acclaimed in the city of Hashem. This is the pasuk that we make mention on the second day of the week. Why? Because this kapitel is specifically talking about Yerushalayim and the Beis Hamikdash. What's the connection between Yerushalayim, the Beis Hamikdash, and the second day of the week? Because on the second day of the week, the Eibishter started separating stuff. At the first day, it was all one. The second day of the week, Hashem started separating stuff, and he separated the upper waters and the lower waters, umalach aleim, and he acted as a king over them. Then this Allah v'yoshev b'morin, Hashem settled in the higher supernal world, olamos. So in other words, just like the split that Hashem made in the second day, the same is the split in the Gashmias Olam Haza. There is the rest of the world, and then there is Yerushalayim. There is the Beis Hamikdash where it's holier. There's the Asherah Sashchina there even more. Then the Gemara says Bashlishi. What was in the third day of the week, which is Tuesday? They would say the kapitel Pei Beis, 82nd chapter, where over there it says Elikim Nitzav Ba'adas Kel. The Hashem, God, stands in the council of judges. Something about judgment. It has a connection to the third day of the week. Why? Al Shem Shegila Eretz B'Chachmasei. But Hashem, at the third day of the week, after splitting things up apart, on the second day of the week, the third day of the week, he revealed Eretz. He revealed our world. He revealed our world. And when he revealed our world, he had something to show royalty, leadership over. Heichen tevel la'adosai. He also separated and gave the world for us to his people to work with and fulfill Torah mitzvahs. Now the Gemara, the Rashi says that Elokim Nitzav Ba'adas Kel is because Hashem says that in this world, every time there will be a judgment and there will be mishpat, which mishpat is what keeps the world going, because when there is no mishpat, there is no judgment, there is chaos, I will be part of it. And the biggest proof that when there is no mishpat, there is no world, because we see that the mabul, the flood, came because the lack of mishpat. Everybody was stealing, everybody was taking from each other. So this is what happens in the third day when the Eibishter made the Aretz and gave Aretz away for human, eventually for mankind. Baravi, the fourth day of the week, which is Wednesday, they would say the chapter Kel Nekames Hashem, chapter 94, where it speaks about Hashem being the Kames. The Kames means taking revenge, taking issue with those who don't do what they're supposed to. What's the connection to the fourth day of the week? Because on the fourth day of the week, Hashem created the Chama Levana, the sun and the moon. And va'asid li para me'avdeim, and the sun and the moon, as great as they are, eventually will pay back all those who serve them, because obviously they are not the real God. So they will show true Nekama eventually. Now the Gemara in Maseches Erchin actually says that this kapitel of Kel Nekames Hashem used to be said in the time of the Churban. They said it on the first day of the week. When that happened, because according to tradition, the Churban happened in the first day of the week, and this was a saying they used to say, Hashem will take revenge from those who will pay, who caused all this trouble. By Chamishi, the fifth day of the week, we say the kapitel Haruninu Lelekimu Zenu, praise to God his might. Harninu Lelekim Uzenu, Hariyu Lelekei Yaakov. Sing joyously to God our strength. What is the connection to the fifth day of the week? Because on the fifth day of the week, Hashem created the oifos, the birds, and the dugim and the fish. And one of the benefits of having fish and birds around is kedei l'shabeach lishmai. It causes people to praise Hashem when they see all Hashem did for Hashem did for them, and how wondrous the world is. People are meshabeach HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The sixth day of the week, we say the kapitel Hashem Malach Geis Lovich, which is the chapter 93, which says Hashem dressed himself in Geus, in might, in glory, in grandeur. What's so special about the sixth day of the week? Because in the sixth day of the week, Hashem finished Kavayachol, the creation of the world, and man was placed in the world, Umalach Aleim, and Hashem reigned. Hashem became king over them, and we know that until mankind came along, there was no ein melach b'lo am. There is no point. There's no need of a king unless there is a community. There's a nation who needs a king. So this is when Hashem officially becomes recognized as Malach, Melech. And the seventh day, we say the Mizmar Shir L'Yom HaShabbos, which is chapter 92 in Tehillim. Mizmar Shir L'Yom HaShabbos is a song that's for the day of Shabbos, which is a machlokes in the Gemara. What day of Shabbos are we referring to? You would think that the simple pshat is that the seventh day of the week is the mitzvah of Shabbos, where we rest, and all we do on that day is Tov L'Hodas L'Hashem, is thank and praise Hashem. Well, the Gemara goes on to say that Yom HaShabbos actually means, according to Chazal, the world was created to last for 6,000 years, and the seventh year it's destroyed, and there's some say that it will be destroyed for 2,000 years before it gets rebuilt. And there's a machlokes in the Gemara that say that Shir L'Yom HaShabbos means for those period of time after the 6,000 years.